as similar aspects are already stored in our soul or in our subconscious or consciousness. These already existing engravings form the basis, the magnets, so to speak, which attract the same and like things. We could also express it in the following way: the seed of the one falls onto the fertile soil of the other. If we think about these brief explanations and all their consequences, many will surely say, "This is outrageous," or even, "This is eerie." Both apply, because based on the principle of sending and receiving, many things are possible. Through the projections which we allow others to instill in us, or which are transferred to us through telepathy, because we have the same or like correspondences in us, we adopt a part of the character of others, to whom, for example, we are servile. We let ourselves be programmed and manipulated. The web of the spider is its world. Like a spider, we people spin our web, the web of our correspondences, of our programs. This is what we live in. It is our ego world, and we are trapped in it. And through the threads of our projections, we are also tied to the network of our neighbor. But the principle of sending and receiving is also effective in the positive sense. If we send out positive, peaceful, unifying thoughts, then these also pass on their inherent message. For example, they can be picked up by a person who is considering the possibility of committing murder. Our positive flying thoughts may find entry into the considerations of for and against of the negative thinker. The scale of his heart is tipped by the positive energies of our thoughts. The waves of his hatred are calmed. His reason and conscience gain the upper hand. If we can thus prevent our fellow person whom we don't even know from committing a terrible act, without our own being aware of it, we become the liberator, an unknown friend of the one who refrained from committing the deed and whose life may now turn toward the good. Many will wonder, how can I protect myself against the influences, against the projections of others, or even against telepathic transfers? There is only one protection. Learn to know yourself, your behavior, your character, which consists of your personal feelings, sensations, thoughts, words, and actions. With the help of the Christ of God, clear up daily the sinfulness that today shows you, and do not commit this sin anymore. In this way you attain steadfastness in Christ, and will no longer let yourself be influenced by the desires, passions, opinions, and conceptions of your fellow human being. Once we have found our hold in the divine self, we will no longer lean on anyone or imitate others. If we change ourselves in this way, then our character changes, and with this, the appearance of our body too. And so, many who are bent over begin to straighten up when they turn to the positive powers. Many a wrinkle disappears when a person begins to feel and think in a positive way more and more. When he affirms the positive powers in everyone and in everything and sets out to unfold them. Each one of us wants to be understood and accepted by others. Each one of us wants our neighbor to think positively and favorably of us. So let us first practice goodwill ourselves. This does not mean that we should flatter our neighbor, but that we should affirm the good in him. For the good is found in every person, since God, the all-knowing love and wisdom, is in the soul of every person, and in every cell of their physical body too. If we practice being in unity with our fellow people instead of separating ourselves from them, we will become kinder, more understanding, and of goodwill. Understanding, goodwill, and kindness enable us to see and understand our neighbor in the right way. Let us also practice freedom by no longer binding our neighbor to ourselves through our projections, when we want to win him over to our desires or our way of thinking. By changing toward the good, we learn to look deeper. People can blind and deceive us only as long as we blind and deceive ourselves. Once we have developed an upright character, we are often able to look into the hidden aspects of our fellow people and to see them as they really are. We may well see the faults and weaknesses of our fellow people, but we do not judge or condemn. We can read on every person what he really is. The markings of an individual are formed in manifold ways, depending on his positive and negative programs. We change ourselves every day, every hour anew, according to our patterns of behavior. We move and behave according to our markings. Nothing happens by chance. The whole person draws his own markings from the top of his head to the soles of his feet. Down to the tiniest details, the smallest dimples and wrinkles, everything was entered by the individual himself, into his soul and into his genes. What would we say if one of our acquaintances were to claim that one seed could sprout for another seed and bear its fruit? We would say that this is nonsense and out of the question. For anyone, it is totally clear that no seed can sprout for another seed and bear its fruit. But we can sow some of our own bad seed into someone else's soil, if the ground has been prepared for this. However, If someone then says that a person who has influenced another is guilty of the other's fate, then the one who claims this gets nothing but a pitying smile, because many are of the opinion that they carry no blame for the illness, misery, and fate of their neighbor. They believe that they have never done anything to anyone. Is this really so? Let us ask ourselves, were we and are we always pure in our thoughts toward our fellow man? Were and are our thoughts and words sensitive toward our neighbor? Do we influence no one, determining that he should do this or that for us, even though we could do it ourselves? Did and do we not put pressure on certain people to fulfill our will, even though they do not want to? How often have we disparaged some of our neighbors as stupid, dumb, or incompetent, toward third parties or in our thoughts? Have we never hated anyone, or envied someone for this or that? Have we never spoken hypocritically? Have we never quarreled or lived in enmity with others? Have we never disparaged one of our fellow people, and perhaps subjugated many a one? Have we contained our jealousy toward our fellow people? Have we never seemed to speak positively while we were thinking negatively? That is, were we never hypocritical? How often were we indifferent toward our neighbor? Our reader may say, who doesn't do these things? That's true. No one is perfect. But each one of us knows about the commandments of God that say, you should love your neighbor. That is, not wish them something unpleasant or bad, not even in your thoughts. The law of God consists of the 7 basic powers: order, will, wisdom, earnestness, patience, which is kindness, love and mercy, which is gentleness. The egotistical law that each individual personally created and still creates consists of disorder, self-will, intellectual striving, carelessness, impatience, self-love, which is selfishness, and mercilessness, which is pitilessness. The 7 divine basic powers, the law of God, were reversed with the turning away of the fall beings and the continuous sinning of human beings, and became the 7 egotistical forces of creation, which are the human ego. With these 7 egotistical forces, every person creates their sins and their share in the global karma, the world guilt. This is this egotistical heritage. The individual inputs are the human character, the personal aspects of each individual. These cannot be relegated to others. This, our individual law, is our work volume. We draw from it, and with it, we affect our neighbor and our environment. We can see our correspondences as a workbench on which we chisel and hammer out more programs, like, for instance, the programs of cunning and trickery, with which to gain our own advantage. What a person does to his neighbor, including by projection, falls back on him. What a person does to the